The sun was sinking low over the pine forest, painting the world in fading gold and bruised shadows. A soft wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it the faint rumble of a distant motorcycle, then silence. Somewhere deep in that stillness, a faint sound broke through, the metallic clink of chains, a muffled groan, and the frightened chirping of birds disturbed by something, or someone. When 7-year-old Toby wandered off from the dusty roadside where his old bicycle had broken down, he thought he'd just explore a bit, maybe find some sticks to play with. He never imagined he would stumble into a scene that looked straight out of a nightmare. There, against a massive pine tree, was a man, huge, covered in tattoos, his leather vest marked with a terrifying skull and the words, "Hell's Angels." His arms were chained tightly around the tree, his face bruised, his eyes burning with both pain and anger. Toby froze. Every story he'd ever overheard about biker gangs came rushing to his mind, violent, cruel men who broke every rule. But this man wasn't yelling or cursing. He was gasping, trembling, his voice hoarse as he tried to move. "Help me," the man muttered. Toby's heart thudded against his chest. He was just a kid, what could he possibly do? Before we go deeper into this powerful true-to-life story of courage and compassion, take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Everyday Heroes if you believe in kindness, redemption, and second chances, because sometimes the smallest act of courage can change a life forever. Toby took one cautious step closer. The man's eyes softened when they met the boy's. There was fear there, but not the kind Toby expected. "I'm not gonna hurt you," the man whispered. His voice was weak. "They left me here, said I broke the code." He tried to move, the chains clinking again, cutting into his skin. Toby didn't understand much about biker codes, but he could see blood and exhaustion. He could see a man in pain. He looked around, there was no one else, just the man, the chains, and an old cream-colored Harley gleaming nearby under the dying sunlight. Toby bit his lip. "I'll try to help," he said quietly, though his voice trembled. The boy ran back to his bicycle and tore off the small wrench from the toolkit his father had given him months ago. His little hands shook as he tried to wedge it into the rusty chain's links, but the metal was too thick. Tears welled up in his eyes out of frustration. Come on," he whispered to himself. The man, watching him, let out a shaky breath. "Kid, there's a bolt near the back of the chain," he murmured. Toby searched, and there it was, hidden in the bark's shadow. He turned it, his small fingers fighting against rust and time, until finally the metal creaked. With a final twist, the chain loosened. The man stumbled free, collapsing to the ground, breathing hard. Toby stepped back, unsure of what would happen next. But instead of standing tall like a villain, the man simply sat there, clutching his bleeding wrists, his head bowed. "Why'd you do that?" he asked quietly. Toby shrugged, wiping the dirt from his cheek. "Because you needed help." That answer hit the man like a lightning bolt. No judgment, no fear, no demands, just pure, innocent compassion. His name, as Toby would later learn, was Rick Stone Harker, once one of the most feared riders in the Hells Angels chapter of his town. But lately, he had been trying to leave the group, to start over, to live clean. The others hadn't taken kindly to that. His attempt to break free had led him here, beaten, chained, left to die as a warning. Toby didn't know the details, but he did know that the man needed more help than he could give. So he led Rick to the side of the road, flagged down a passing truck, and begged the driver to help take him to the nearest small-town clinic. The trucker hesitated, staring at the tattoos, the leather vest, the bruises, but the sight of that little boy pleading with such sincerity left no room for refusal. Days passed. Rick stayed in the hospital, recovering slowly. Every day, Toby would come by after school, bringing him a sandwich, sometimes a small drawing, sometimes just silence. The nurses noticed that whenever the boy entered the room, the tough, scarred biker softened like a child again. One evening, Toby found Rick staring out the window, his eyes distant. "Why'd you help me, kid?" "You don't even know who I am," he said softly. Toby just smiled. "I don't need to know. My mom says everyone deserves a chance to be good." That night, Rick didn't sleep. He thought about every wrong turn, every fight, every promise he'd broken. That little boy had done something his own brothers in the club never could, made him believe he could still change. Weeks later, when Rick finally left the hospital, he rode his Harley not toward the clubhouse, but toward a small churchyard at the edge of town. He took off his leather vest, the one marked with the skull and wings, and placed it on the steps. Then he walked away. Word spread fast in the biker world. A Hell's Angel walking out was unheard of. Within a week, nearly 2,000 riders showed up to the annual gathering, expecting to confront him. But when they arrived, what they found wasn't defiance, it was transformation. Rick stood before them with Toby by his side, no chains this time, no fear in his voice. He spoke about forgiveness, about the boy who saved his life, about how kindness from a child had done what years of violence never could, break his chains for good. Silence swept over the crowd. For a long time, no one moved. Then, one by one, riders began removing their vests, laying them down. Some wiped their eyes. That day, the legend of the Hell's Angel saved by a boy spread across biker circles like wildfire. Many of those men went home different, quieter, softer, changed. Rick started a community garage, hiring ex-riders, teaching kids to fix bikes instead of joining gangs. And every morning, Toby's laughter echoed through the workshop, reminding everyone that one act of courage could rewrite even the darkest story. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Everyday Heroes, because real strength isn't in power or pride, it's in compassion, forgiveness, and the courage to change. Before you go, drop a comment below and tell us, do you believe one small act of kindness can truly change a life? Because for one lost man and one brave little boy, it did. And it changed 2,000 more. Everyday Heroes, reminding you that kindness can break even the strongest chains.